Alrighty guys, the brand new update is here that just came out today, and let's go ahead and hop into some gameplay. So they've changed a bunch of the different things. Let's go ahead and get some gameplay, and then we'll read all the changes, because while we can sit here and see that they've changed the difficulty and they say it via text, I think it makes way more sense to show off gameplay first, and then we'll talk about it. We're just going to go ahead and enter a tier 5, and this should be relatively easy to go ahead and complete. I guess we can just pop an elixir, sure, why not? I'm not gonna go pop incenses, but this is like the only type of content that you normally would like pop incenses, get all of these things set up so your character could be as strong as possible. We're just gonna hop in, and apparently they lowered the difficulty, so a tier 5 should not be that hard, and we'll talk about what actually has changed after we check it out. And on top of that, this should be easier and more accessible for more players, and we shouldn't be dying as often. But this is like a pretty S-tier build. I mean, I've got like multiple, well, this one only needs one uber unique, but I have lots of builds that have multiple uber uniques. Let's go ahead and hop in and play. And we're melting. This is a 5? Okay, they've definitely lowered the difficulty. And the Glyph XP. But I swear, like, Windows Update must have like changed the audio levels on this, because I swear this is like way too loud. All right, let's continue now. But I can definitely tell you it's way easier. Okay, so they didn't delete Suppressor completely. It's only on the Bloodseekers. The new like the bosses. Oh, we still have a suppressor here. I think this game needs to chill with the on-death explosions, though. Because so many of those, I was watching clips of people dying in hardcore, and it's like 99% of the time just that. And then we're going to go over the full patch notes, but I want to start off with gameplay. I think that's the best way to get a feel for this update. I can tell you for sure it's way easier. They were supposed to nerf the monster damage across the board, too. What if they added more shrines in too? Oh, the Bloodseekers are now on us. Alright. I mean, I face rolled that on a 5. Okay, now this is actually the most important thing. So that was tier 5, and I believe the previous XP for this would have been 1500. I believe it goes up like 100 per, because I know it goes up from like 1000 to like 1100 for tier 2. That's the old numbers. Now what are the new numbers? So now we gotten 28,000. So it's, oh, it actually says right here. Oh, so the previous one was 1800. Okay, this is perfect. Okay, so we got a pretty massive buff on XP, and this could be really good. Ice spikes. Okay, so this means that like leveling up for the rest of the glyphs, like I'm curious, just on a level 5, this is kind of like a waste. I wouldn't recommend doing this, but do we have anything that could be? Okay, so if my glyph is level 1 and we did a 5, I'm curious to see. I'm moving my face out of the way. So I'm curious to see if we can complete a 5. What can we get our glyph to? Can I go all the way to 20? I can go from 1 to 20 in 1 run. That's actually pretty impressive. I mean, you guys saw how much it gave us. It was 2,800 XP. So to go over all of the patch changes, so from tier 1, this is unchanged. And then I'm guessing from there, it just gives you more and more. I mean, this is pretty big. Plus 1,000 over here is massive. I mean, that's not necessarily double, and I'm sure it gets more and more extreme. So for tier 10, it's 3,900 was the old number, and now we're getting 11,000? I mean, this is getting crazy in terms of the amount. So now it might be realistic. I don't know what the official numbers are. If someone out there makes a video, let me know and pin it or comment it. Because I want to know, how long does it take? Because if you guys didn't know, to level up the glyphs the old way, and this is why the players were pretty upset, myself included, it was literally impossible to level up the brand new glyph. And someone estimated it was 27 days of playing straight. Remember, this glyph gets deleted, and on top of that, this is only available until January 23rd is, I believe, when this glyph gets deleted. So we would have to play from now till then. It was 27 days straight. It was like impossible, basically, to level up this glyph, unless people were using bots. So now, is this realistic? I mean, for tier 25, which I don't know what the differences are in terms of how difficult they are, and I'll get into that because there is some other notes over here from this official Blizzard hotfix post of this update. I mean, we went from 17,000 to 117,000. That's crazy. That's like 10 times the amount. So if we were to use, I'm just going to use, well, I don't think we could just take the old number and multiply it times 10, because that probably wouldn't work, because I was considering it only at 1,000 XP. It's probably even faster than it. That is still considering, though, that you're doing these runs in like 2 minutes. So if we're just going off of that numbers, I mean, if we're playing for, what is it, 2.7 days straight, if it's like, I don't know, 60 hours maybe? Again, I don't know. I'm just kind of using some like rough estimations in my head right here. We're using the time frames that we had. It's probably a lot different. But if it's like 30 hours to max out, I would say people could hit that. It's possible. But if it's like 3 days, that's like 70 hours, and that becomes incredibly long. But again, this is like times 10 what it used to be. So this is the most important thing. We won't get on specifically the Bloodseekers. We did see the suppressors already, and they said this affects both Bloodseekers encountered through the Season of Blood as well as Abattoir of Zir. Oh, so that actually changes the base open world as well. And then we've resurrected earlier tiers of Abattoir of Zir, and experience now begins with a difficulty close to that of a tier 90. Okay, so what this means is everything 10 tiers lower? Like, right? Because it only goes up like, the monsters don't even, actually, you know what? It's even lower than that. I'll have to go back to check my own footage. But if you guys didn't see, before, it's not like they would go up 1 level each time, going from like 154, and it wouldn't go +1 every time. It was like every other one. So does this mean a tier 25 is the equivalent of like a 100 dungeon now? Like, it's way too easy now, but we'll have to wait and see. My assumption is just that if they're going down 10 tiers, that means, in theory, right? Because remember, it's supposed to start at basically over a tier 100, that whatever you were clearing before, if you could clear a 15, you might be able to do a 25 now. Again, I'm not positive on this, but anyways, it says the monsters continue to rapidly scale, reaching a similar difficulty of a dungeon tier 100 by tier 5. So is it maybe 5 tiers? And matching the current live difficulty by tuning by tier 10. The current live difficulty? Oh, okay, so basically the current difficulty of the previous one, as far as I'm aware of, this would make it so before a tier 1 was a tier 10, so that means 10 tiers lower. Yeah, that means if you were doing a tier 15, maybe you could do a 25. And on top of that, they've lowered the damage. So not only are the monsters, in terms of the scaling, they said that it's going to start at close to a tier 90, so it's 10 levels, okay? And on top of that, you're taking less damage. I think people can actually complete it now, and I think that that's a good thing. And then they also fixed gloves. They fixed the issue related to the leveling glyphs in the season journey. I guess some people were stuck. I heard a couple people on my live stream saying that they couldn't craft the sigil. One thing is, if you want to engage in the new content, you have to be in Kedbaru. That's important. And then stability, and this is like yesterday. Unintended interactions. Apparently, they have fixed the Hydra bug. So any of you guys that were cheating using the Hydra, and I think Necromancer could cheat too, spawning in these corpses, and you could basically cheat in the Abattoir of Zir. But let me see if they've changed the Sigil powder. I don't think that this was mentioned, but I know it was a part of the complaint. So let me go ahead and go back. We've already upgraded. So I believe it started off at 800 in terms of the Sigil powder, and I actually didn't remember if that actually has changed when we were crafting. But as far as the update goes, I want to say it's a nice welcome update. I'm honestly still going to be playing PoE because all we can get with this is glyph upgrades. I think the other thing that I think would be nice... Oh, wait. Items. Hold on. I think we just picked up these items. Let me double check. Sorry, I didn't remember if we picked up the items at the very end or not. But I know a lot of people were like, I want to see uniques drop, and I want to see pure 925s. And I absolutely agree. I want to say these are the items we picked up. Okay, so if every single item that drops in here is a 925, that would be a W. So hopefully Blizzard can get on that. I'm going to give them feedback as a Diablo partner and tell them, these are great changes, okay? I think overall, it's more realistic. But I don't like seeing a non-925 on a weapon. If it's a ring or an armor piece, it's like, whatever, I don't care. But the 925 on a weapon does matter. Every single piece of, percent on the weapon powder, it gets juiced up by all of your multiplicative damage numbers. So this absolutely matters. So I think that would be a nicer change because it's kind of unfortunate to see that this is the hardest content, but we don't even get the best gear. The best gear is 100% still Duriel. So a chance for an Uber Unique would be great and all 925s. And then we've got a pretty solid form of endgame considering this is a limited time event. But like I said, I want to check out the Sigil powder because I forgot to check out what the cost was. So I think this is the same, right? It's going up 50 every single time. I think that was the original numbers, but someone let me know what the original number was. If it's not, I know that the first tier is 800 powder, so that has not changed. So at the end of the day, this is a W win for the patch, but I still think we can still see a little bit of improvements. But what would you guys like to see as far as changes with the Abattoir of Zir? Let me know down below. But that's a new update, and we did get a lot more XP, and maybe we could actually push it to tier 25 now, because I got done, I think where we were at 8, and I just wanted to go ahead and play into something else, because it wasn't really that exciting, for me at least, knowing that I could not level up this glyph. But in the back of my head, and I'm curious to know how you guys feel about this, is like the glyph's getting deleted, so like I don't want to put like, 50 to 100 hours, and then my stuff is just deleted. I would much rather go play the brand new Path of Exile expansion that I've been playing, because at least with there, I get to keep whatever I earn. I don't want to lose out on an item. That just seems super discouraging. That's my personal take on it, but love to hear your thoughts down below. Anyways, that's going to wrap things up. If you guys are new here and you want to see more stuff, hit subscribe, turn the bell if you want to see more Diablo, more action RPG stuff. We're dropping the full walkthrough Path of Exile guide for this season very soon, but take care. See you in the next video. Peace out.